feel like I have not been on live stream for so long. What's with that? Just sharing this. Hi, who's here? I feel like I haven't been here for so long. So weird. Like, where have I been? Well, I flew to another country and back in one day, and I've been doing stuff. Say hi if you're here. I can see people. Got a lot of things happening too. I'm just sharing this. And I shall be with you. Awesome. Right. So, I just feel like I haven't been on live stream for so long. It's really weird. Because I think just like I don't know, I'm like, what have I been doing? But I feel like I've been doing so much stuff and I've released so much stuff as well, and now I'm just kind of like, whoa, adjustment period. Hey Nelly, hey Tammy. And like on Thursday you might have seen that I took my daughter to New Zealand and I dropped her off in New Zealand, but I you know, have known that she's going to New Zealand for quite some time, and you know, booked the flights and everything, and I knew she was going for a month, but it wasn't actually until I dropped her off that I was like, hey Nelly, I was like, oh well, like it literally didn't hit me until I was at the airport in Auckland waiting to catch the flight back, and I was like, oh, it's a month this time. Like, that's really huge. Yeah, like, you know, and as you know, I had a session yesterday with Darren Manser, who's awesome kinesiologist on the Sunshine Coast. Highly recommend. Hey Pearl, I haven't seen you for ages. Hey. And yeah, like dropping her off, like as he pointed out in the session yesterday, you know, it's not just like she's with her dad, right? And I know she loves being with her dad. Her nana's there, her cousins are there, you know, like she has a ball, right? So it's not like I don't have any staff around that, or I don't feel fear, or like there's none of that. It's just the whole fact that like, fuck, it's a month. Like a month without seeing my daughter. You can FaceTime and all that sort of thing. But when I'm with her 24/7, like, you know, to then like a month, you know, it was a week at a time, then it was 2 weeks at a time, and now in the space of a year, like that's only how long she's been traveling overseas for, it's jumped up to a month. So it would just literally didn't hit me until I got back, was on my flight back from New Zealand, and it was really quite big to experience such a thing of, you know, like, I mean, I've done it before, obviously, like I said, we've been getting up, you know, week to week sort of thing. Hey Tammy, I said hi before, I don't know if it dropped out or something there. You wish you were in Washington for a month, Pearly. Yeah, right. Now you're back in Phoenix, Arizona. I want to go there. That place has always drawn me so much. I have to come visit. Hey, Jess. Yeah, and just, you know, like dropping her off for that month, like it hasn't, well, it has started to sink in. It's starting to sink in a lot more so than not. And there was something I was going to say about it. I don't know, it was like, you know, because then I went down the Gold Coast on Friday, and it was like this thing of like, you know, I was at the gym, went to the gym down at the Goldie, and I realised that, you know, like when I was doing one of the exercises, yeah, for sure, Perla, for sure. Like I realised like I actually had asked for this time, you know, I was like, oh, a month, and I don't know, it really started to sink in on the Friday. I was still kind of reeling from, you know, flying to New Zealand and back and then going straight down the Gold Coast, which is not the first time I've done that. And then, yeah, I was like, well, I've asked for this, you know, because I feel like I've got so much to create, like the creating will never stop. I know that. And it's just at a point where I know that, you know, like, I mean, I can still do my stuff, and I have a feeling like I've got a few blogs to come out of me about homeschooling and parenting and stuff at the moment. There's some stuff happened over this past week, and I was like, really need to talk about this, and I've actually been getting a lot of homeschooling, unschooling questions, so probably if you want more information about that, keep an eye out, because I feel like I've got a lot to say. And on my Work With Me page, there's actually a link that you can cook that you can cook. I've got stuff about food going on too, that you can click on a link. What do we call it? Our life school. Like, it's not unschooling, it's not homeschooling, although it encounters all of that, but it's life school. And, you know, like, her not being in school gives the freedom that she can go to New Zealand and visit her dad whenever she wants to. So with this space of, you know, allowing and trusting her to go overseas for a month, like, I mean, I was thinking about it before I got on live stream, because I was going to talk, and then I'm like, do I really have to talk about that? And I'm like, well, yeah, I do, because it's a big deal, and it's obviously a day is a huge part of my life. And I was like, what other freaking mums just, you know, send her overseas for like a month? You know, like, are there any other mums that just send their child overseas? Like, because that's the point of my story, that's where I was going. Darren Manser in Caloundra, if you need a kinesiologist on the Sunshine Coast, he is amazing. He pointed out to me, he's like, it's not just like she's down the road at her dad's house, she's in another country. And I was just like, woo! Like, it was just like this sense of, you know, like, reality check here, yeah, that, you know, she is overseas. And as much as I can FaceTime her and everything like that, with a brand new puppy, she's not really interested in hearing from mum. So, you know, of course she is, and I send her messages and stuff, I don't really hear back. Nellie says, beautiful mums do that. Oh, thanks. That's something along the lines of Darren said too, you know, and when he said it, I was like, yeah, the controlling Hannah that I used to be would have done that a long time ago. And, you know, and I mean, I've got domestic violence orders against her dad. Well, they're expired now, but in the early stages, you know, for just exactly that sort of things. It was like, you know, like, whilst there's a definite purpose and meaning and all that stuff to domestic violence orders, I'm not underrating that at all. It's just from my personal experience, you know, like, everything happens for a reason, but I also know that, you know, like, back then, I don't know that I would have been comfortable sending her overseas, and of course she would have been younger too. I mean, she's 8 years old now, so she yeah, it's just, oh, that's weird, Sonia. I wonder if is everyone else hearing this live stream? Can you just give me a yes if you are? Because Sonia's saying that it's still not happening for you. Yeah, what the fuck, that's alright. Because I know I was having trouble with the live streams on Friday, and that's why I was like, just not going to do it. And I haven't done a live stream since Friday. Well, probably since Wednesday, actually. I did a live stream in my private group. Can you just give me a yes if you're hearing this live stream, please? I'm going to just wait for those comments to come through. So there's a link on my website. Thanks, Jess. I'm not sure what's going on there, Sonia. Wonder if it's... I'm wondering if you need to update your phone or whatever device you're watching the live stream onto. I know that if the stuff isn't updated, but... So yeah, so that was a really big deal, dropping her off. And as I said, there's a link on my website. I'll post the link in the comments under the life school, you know, about how... not everything happens for a reason, just my thought. Yeah, this is true. I stopped believing that a little while ago too, and I was like, it is a bit of a cop-out, that saying. I do fucking believe that. You know, like, it can almost deny the reality of what's going on when you say it to people as well. So yeah, it is I fully believe that too, Nelly. So thanks for pointing that out. Calling me on my stuff, thank you. I've had a lot of that in the past few days. I've had a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, so there's a link, and I call it Life School because obviously, you know, if she was at school, she would be a bit limited as when she could go see her dad, whereas it's kind of like complete freedom that she can go see her dad whenever she wants. And, you know, like, she has a ball over there. Her dad treats her like a princess, you know, her family and his family is amazing. So it's just still me adjusting to a month. Now, I said to my kinesiologist yesterday, I said to Darren, I said, I don't think it's hit me yet. And he's like, it's hit you. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, because in myself, I was like, oh, maybe it won't hit me until 2 weeks have gone past, because that's the most time we've had apart from each other. And this time it's actually a month. So, And yeah, when I was thinking before, like, I jumped on live stream, I was like, do any other mums send their child, like, overseas? Like, who does that, you know? And I do remember some parents who had let, you know, well, mothers who had let their kids go with the father and blah, blah, blah overseas. And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty common, actually. If I know 2 women, there's probably way more than that. You know, and as long as everybody's comfortable and everybody's, you know, feeling good about it, well, there's no reason. But if you have a legitimate feeling to not feel good about something, well, you need to trust that, don't you? So every situation is different and you need to tune into yourself. But I'm just sharing about my experience with Adea, and, you know, letting her do what feels right for her as well as her dad and for me, because I realized in the gym on Friday, I was like, actually, I've freaking asked for this time, because whilst I can sit down and put all my courses together whilst Adea is here, and, you know, that is what I do and that's what we do, and we, you know, live this lifestyle, it's also, you know, the fact that I can get, it is catch-22, right? It feels like I can get a lot more done because I'm sitting there uninterrupted. Yeah, I haven't actually had space to sit down and do anything either. You know, I flew to New Zealand and back on Thursday, went down the Gold Coast, got back Sunday night, Monday night, yesterday morning. I'm still like catching up from everything. So yeah, and so there has been like these huge life changes, and I'm wondering if anyone else is going through this stuff, because for the past kind of 48 hours, I'm like, yes, I will definitely do that. Thanks, Nelly. That's gold. I really appreciate that. I was just thinking I'll write it down, but I don't have my thing there. I'll definitely do that for sure. Does everything really happen for a reason or not? That's an awesome one. I love that. Yeah, I've asked for this time, you know, like to be able to just get a huge chunk and even just have a break as well. You know, I love my daughter, but I know she also loves her breaks away from me too. So, you know, everyone needs their own time. And I think that's really important too. So we don't, you know, get caught up and lose ourselves in relationships. It's really important to have your own time. Now, there was something I was going to say about that. Okay, so huge life changes. Oh yeah, so is anyone else going through huge life changes? Can you just give me a yes or a no? Is it fairly standard for you, or is it just going to epic proportions of change and, you know, awarenesses and stuff going on? Because it just feels like, I'm pretty sure, like when I got off the plane, it was like, you know, and I downloaded that blog on the plane, it was like this whole sense of like, I thought I already just moved to the next level. But on the plane with that blog that I downloaded, I was like, oh shit, I've just gone to the next level again already in the space of like a couple of hours. It was just really intense, like the energy streaming through and everything, you know, that like poured through me. And a big part of that is the light-filled yoga. Now, I know I kind of always talk it up, and it's not for everybody. Not everybody resonates with my style of yoga, just like not everybody resonates with the same style of yoga teacher, right? Some people love Bikram yoga. Some people fucking hate it, right? It's like there's a number of different yoga teachers on the planet for a reason. Just like there's a number of different books on the shelf for a reason. Not everybody's going to resonate with every single style of, like, you know, book they want to read or genre, or, you know, that's why we have epic proportions of, you know, things to choose from on this planet. And I was actually talking about this on the Trust Intuition private live stream on Friday, that, you know, it's that thing of like there's a rainbow of colors on the planet, and, you know, in the light fractures of black and white contain every single color of the rainbow in both, you know what I mean? And it's like with that whole you know, like refractions of light, there's that many different people and styles, and, you know, if you can think of it like refractions of light through the colors of the rainbow this way, and then how far does it go this way as well, it kind of like opens your mind to go, oh yes, there's not just one way, right? And, you know, so if you read my stuff or something and you're like, nah, it's like, you know, be okay with that. Like, you're finding your own truth and you're finding what resonates with you. Because this whole, you know, thing, like the light-filled yoga, I know is going to create a huge impact on the planet. It might not change the planet, but it's going to create a fucking huge impact to be able to set that in motion, right? And that's what we all have a beautiful purpose on this planet to do, is to create a huge impact. And if everybody is stepping into their life purpose and impacting in their own thing, then that's what's going to shift it. That's what's going to create those waves of change, yeah, that we're all wanting, you know, like this world peace or whatever it is like that. I don't even know if you read my blog last, was it Friday? It was Friday morning that I posted it. You know, it's like, you know, I even reflected on the weekend. I was like, yeah, like we'll walk around, you know, focusing and working on our mindset and all this sort of thing. And it's kind of like, hang on a sec, the reality of the world is that we're on the brink of World War III. It's like, okay, well, what do we do about that? And it's like, well, we feel powerless about that. So, you know, like everybody's going to do it this way. And it's like, well, it's not about that. It's about everyone finding their own way. Because when we're in that, like, it's got to be this way, it's like just this way, like everyone's got to do this. It's no different to fucking creating World War III because everybody's got to do it this way. It's the same, like, complete energy, right? And it's kind of like, well, it's about finding what works for that person and that person and that person and that person, and being okay that every single person has their own way. And if everybody trusted at the core of the base, which is the base chakra, if already trusted instead of being in fear and it's got to be this way because we've got to control and all this stuff, if everybody could trust that all these little bits, do you know what would happen? It's like if everyone's living their life purpose, it would be exactly like nature. It would all work in symbiotic, you know, relationship, and it would all synergistically work because nature synergistically works symbiotically with the tree next to it, with the plant underneath it, with the grass, with the dirt, with the weeds, with the whatever plants there are. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a whole ecosystem there. And when everybody can be living their own ecosystem and trusting that you don't need to do anything else for anybody else or anything else, it's kind of like everyone else does that. So I don't know, I'm kind of, feels like I'm going off on tangent, but obviously not. Guess there's some kind of meaning for it there. Does anyone have any questions or something they want me to answer for them, or an issue going on or something else? I'll wait for some questions. I want to help people. So you don't need to help anyone, but I want to help you. Right. Anyway, tell me if you've got a question, yes or no. So Jess says, you make me laugh. I'm sure your girl would be missing you. So am I doing my cards today? Well, I did the free tarot today. If you want a card, I can pull you a card. Or if anyone's got a question. Yeah, Tammy's got big stuff going on. Yes. And Nellie says, so true. Something else I said a while ago, probably. I didn't see that comment, sorry. Yeah, and it's just like the big stuff with the paradigm shifts and stuff. It's like, for me, it feels like, I mean, I know I'm going through my own personal changes, but in the past kind of 48 hours, I'm like, is this cosmic or is this just me? Because this is fucking huge. Like, you know, the stuff I've been moving through. And I know some people had exhaustion yesterday. I know I was tired, but it was a different sort of tiredness. It was like I knew it wasn't an exhaustion tired. It was a different sort of tiredness. So I don't know if anyone else has, well, you said you have been, Tammy, and those whole paradigm shifts are like complete, like it feels like, you know, the paradigm shifts and stepping into a new reality. It's kind of like there's so much intricate parts that goes on with that, yet at the same time it's a simple choice to make a choice to just do it, right? And it's, you know, it can be hard if we make it hard. But I think the biggest thing is adjusting to it and just going, whoa, okay, yes, and stepping up and stepping up and stepping up and just holding it at that next level. Making it easy can be a choice. I'm just trying to choose which cards to read. I feel like using these ones. So the Light Field Yoga does get released tomorrow. I'm opening the doors for the Light Field Yoga online classes. So with that, there is a like a membership portal. So there'll be, obviously the crown chakra will be in there. It's already in there. And as I start filming more classes, like there's a specific light field yoga sequences. So as I said, for this next month, we're focusing on crown chakra. So starting tomorrow, we are in crown chakra. So you'll probably see a lot more posts going on about relationships to the crown chakra, what that means for your reality and more. And then in the actual membership, in the light field yoga membership, you'll have access to the light field yoga for the crown class. Plus I'm going to do private live stream Facebook live stream yoga classes. So I'll be doing them weekly in the private group. So I'm a bit excited to be starting to teach yoga again, because I've had 6 months off now. It's June and I stopped teaching at Christmas time because I had a break, and I also was just getting everything online, and now I'm excited to start teaching online. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, I'll open the doors for that tomorrow. So it's a bit exciting to do the light field yoga online. So I'll post the link in the comments for that. Obviously there's a private group with that too for more support and classes. All right, so Jess, I was just reading your card as I was pulling it there. It says all is well. Archangel Jeremiel, which is third eye as well. So these are the Archangel cards. It says everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to. With hidden blessings you will soon understand. So so it's kind of like self-explanatory. Yeah, like all is well. Yeah, so everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to, with hidden blessings, hidden blessings that you'll soon understand. So I'm feeling like something I guess has been on your mind, but it feels more than that. It feels like this is something that's going on for like a long time, and this is it just feels like almost stop worrying about it. It's like, it feels like it's kind of gone actually, but there's almost a part of you going, oh, is it gonna happen again, or like waiting for it almost. And I'd be really mindful of those, it's gonna happen again sort of thing, because that's what will create those situations. So all is well, everything is happening as exactly as it's supposed to, with hidden blessings you'll soon understand. It just feels like just let go of it, like just stop worrying about it basically, because everything is working out in your favor, and just need to let go of that. Yeah. You've been feeling super tired from feeling so lost. There's I'm wondering what you've been feeling lost about, Nelly. And I'm sure in the answer to that question you could pinpoint so many things, right? And then it's also like, well, I'm feeling lost, well, I don't know. You're welcome, Jess. I guess I'm curious where you're up to in the Trust the Intuition course. You don't need to tell me on that public live stream if you don't want to, but I'm just curious if you've been feeling lost and tired. And also there's a full moon coming up. Obviously, like I said, the full moon is on Friday this week, and yeah, there's a lot of people feeling tired, but it's a different tired. So maybe you've been feeling tired in that different sense too. It just feels like there's something else going on there for you, Nelly. I can't quite pinpoint it. I guess that's why I'm trying to figure it out. I can feel it sitting there. Okay, Tammy. I should pull a card for you, Tammy. I still didn't recognise you on the phone today. I was just coming out of an appointment and I'm like, hello? I was like, then you're like, sounded like you were like, is this the right number? I was like, oh yes, I'm sure, yes, that's right, I'm back in it now. I was just like in another world. Alright, Tammy, this is for you. Okay, Tammy, this is Breathe, Archangel Raphael. Yeah. Take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and to release old patterns. So when was I getting this message? I have a feeling, I'm unsure which card number you would have pulled today in the free tarot. I'm sure you would have pulled one, because I'm sure I would have ticked it, but I can't remember what number you pulled. But I remember speaking about taking deep breaths a lot on the free tarot reading today. So kind of like another sign to just let it all out. The slowing down breath in the Trust Intuition course fully would help to do that switching off the flight or fight. And yeah, just like, you know, because you can you can change your breath and change your life. Just like you can change your thoughts and change your life, you can also change your breath, because your breath is connected to your heart, to your nervous system, to your whole like body systems. And when we're breathing shallow, we're not taking in life fully. So when we start changing our breathing patterns, we can help to change the other patterns that we're already kind of consciously changing. It kind of helps on a physical level. So I'm kind of getting that just to switch off the flight or fight. So going in and doing that slowing down breath that I've got in the Trust Your Intuition course. And what's the other one in there? I'm sure there's two that do that. I wonder if I put that alternate nostril breathing in there. I don't think I did. It's a bit weird. Might have to go in the crown chakra, which would make sense, seeing as though we're talking about it, and it's the neural pathways in the crown and the brain and shifting that. So, and that's what, you know, the alternate nostril breathing does. It slows, connects the right and the left brain hemispheres. So, along with many other things. So I'll put that in the crown. I know I've got that in there. I don't think it's in, it might be in third eye too. Anyway, that would be your message, Tammy, is to take some deep breaths. Yeah, that's a big one, Nelly. Fucking know that feeling, because I don't have any family here either, and that's why I'm quite happy to send her off to her dad, because, you know, she's got, you know, we don't have any family on the coast. We've got friends that are like family, and I'm very grateful for them. But it's different. It's a different, you know, feeling. I totally get that, and that's why I'm happy to send her over so she has time with her dad's side of the family. So yeah, and I'm hearing you're struggling from losing your daughter too. Just feeling, I don't know. Hey, you know what, Nelly? You've got a free private session with me as your bonus from joining Trust Intuition, and you haven't used it yet. So it feels like I can help you more, but it feels like more to help you with on live stream right now. So if you want to send me a message and we can book in a time like this week, if you've got space, and if that feels right for you, because I'm picking up a lot for you, but I just don't feel it's the right space to talk to you about it on the live stream. So I would love to talk to you about that in private, because I've got a lot of support for you right there. Oh, of course you do. You're a yoga teacher, Tammy. Of course. You're very welcome, Tammy. No worries. I forgot about that. You're doing the yoga teacher training. Of course. Yeah, 1 and 3 is what you pulled. Yeah, just let me know about that, Nelly, because I've got so much I want to say, but I mean, unless you're happy for me saying that to you, but on live stream. But I feel like I want to give you one-on-one support. I guess that's what I'm saying there. Does anyone else have any questions? I'm kind of opening to questions today. Oh, so, I mean, Nelly, I'm happy for you to, yeah. Happy to help you on live stream, but I feel like I want to do one-on-one with you. Go a bit deeper. All right. Does anyone have any other questions? Because otherwise I'm going to jump off live stream. Oh, I've just pulled a card for me. I'm like, I'll pull a card for myself while I'm waiting for people to tell me if they've got any more questions or want me to pull a card for them. So I pulled a card for me, and of course it's perfect, because for months, actually, for years, okay, it's been years. I didn't want to talk about this on live stream. Why did I pull a card for myself because I don't have to talk about it? And I also, well, I did kind of know that I had to talk about it on the way home. And I'm scared to, but I know that I need to. And so like, this has been going on for like 4 years, right? Now, 4.5 years, nearly 5 years ago, I was 100% raw, and I went 100% raw. Like, I'd kind of, I guess, dabbled in it, like the raw food lifestyle. And then, this is 5 years ago, then the doctor told me that I had to get my gallbladder removed because it was blocking up or whatever. I don't know, doctor said that. And I'm like, no. And the next day I went 100% raw because I knew a bit about it, but obviously with the doctor telling me that I don't have to have surgery and get my gallbladder out, I was like, no, it's not happening. So I went, you know, overnight, strict raw vegan. I did all the detoxing, like liver detoxes from Marcus Rothkrantz, and, you know, just followed step by step what he recommended to do. Oh, you've had it done, Jess. Yeah, that's big. And yeah, like I was raw vegan for 3 strict months, like fully strict, like 100% raw vegan, you know, and I was doing like the proper detox suggested for like specifically for liver cleanses and gallbladder and all that sort of thing. So, you know, but in that 3 months, obviously my body went into heavy detox, and you know, like, but at the same time, it was probably after about a month I started noticing the positive benefits of it, because the first kind of month was just like my body just going purging all this stuff. And like after the first month, like I just remember feeling the best that I've ever felt in my entire life. I had so much energy. I would like go to sleep fairly early at night, but I'd be awake at 3 or 4 a.m. and just like alive, like just like awake, like just because I had energy. Like my body didn't need to sleep that much because it was so healthy and just running on its proper things. And then, you know, like some things happen, you know, some people said some stuff to me and I took on their opinions, and ever since then I've not been able to go back fully raw vegan because I'm like, oh, they said this to me, and it's like really weird. You'll be like, oh, well, don't listen to them, right? But at the same time, there's been all this other stuff kind of attached to all these things. Like, and this might sound really weird coming from me, but this is my reality around the food stuff, right? And then, you know, and it's like, well, it's too controlling and you need to have moderation. And like, oh, I pick anything, right? It's just like, and I'm like, but in myself, deep down, I know that I've always wanted to eat raw vegan, like in a sense, because I know my body thrives on raw vegan. Like I'm AB negative blood type. So my constitution is that of, you know, doesn't need meat. You know how there's O blood types, you know, and they kind of need the meat, you know, more so and that sort of thing. Like I'm AB negative, like my body doesn't, you know, quote unquote need it. Anyway, so I'd always, you know, planned to go back raw vegan, except all the stress and, you know, relationship crap that I let myself stay in for the past 4 years has not supported. Like, this is not the time to do it, you know. And then, you know, building my business and putting everything online, I've just kind of like put the diet stuff to the side in a sense of like just still, you know, eating healthy. And people think that I'm fully healthy, and I'm like, well, not really. I am pretty healthy compared to a lot of people, I guess, but at the same time I'm like, I don't think that I'm healthy because I know how much healthier I can be. So, and yeah, and then like I knew that a day I was starting to have longer times away, and for me personally, just being able to just prepare my own meals, not worry about cooking for somebody else, not worry about anybody else but myself for like a month, I was like, oh, that's the time to start this, go back to raw vegan, yeah? Because there is, you know, especially because I haven't done it for a while, there is a bit of prep for me involved, you know. I think mindset's pretty well there, which is, you know, fixes everything basically, is your mindset. At the core of everything is your mindset, 100%. That's like, you know, that's, if you want to change or fix anything, fix your mindset, it'll change it by itself. Yeah, and I just, like, I've known for a long time, do a detox, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, taking her to New Zealand, and then now having this space, and I've just come back from the Gold Coast, and now, you know, this space is, I'm like, oh, now it's kind of time for me to do it. And I went and did all my food prep shopping yesterday. I've been out most of today already, so I've had to, I'll do the food prep probably tomorrow. It's all just sitting on my kitchen bench, so I'm like, cool, got my juicer, got my juicing prep, got everything, like, you know, got all my stuff ready to eat raw vegan. So I'm a bit excited about it, and I didn't want to tell anybody about it, but at the same time, like, I was like, oh, I'll just pull a card for myself. I'm waiting to see if anyone else wants a card. And I've pulled The Healthy Lifestyle by Archangel Raphael. He's around a bit today. Eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for optimal health. So it's just confirmation, you know, like I said, driving home this afternoon, it was like in my head to talk about this on live stream. I'm like, I don't want to talk about a live stream. I'm like, you know, but at the same time, I know how good eating raw vegan makes me feel. I know a lot of recipes because in that 3 months that you know, in the 3 months that I did full strict raw vegan, obviously I learned a bucket load of stuff through my own research, but prior to going 100% raw vegan, I did, you know, I didn't do the full gaps thing, but I did all the bone broths, I did all the, you know, what is it, nourishing traditions, you know, like fermenting from scratch, you know, all that stuff. Like I do cook a lot of my stuff from scratch when I do. And then, yeah, it's just like this thing of like knowing, you know, and that's the thing, it's like knowing what your body needs, because every single body is different. Like I said, I may be negative. At the same time, I also know my Ayurvedic constitution likes all the, you know, hot spices and, you know, all that sort of thing. So it's kind of like knowing what is right for you and doing that. So when I eat raw vegan, I add a lot of the spicy ginger warming foods, even though it's still raw, because I need that internal warmth. So it's like finding, you know, what's right for you, because not, like I said at the start of this live stream, and there was a purpose to my random acts of talking, as always, is that, you know, like there's the spectrum of the rainbow, right? And, you know, there's black and white, and then there's the spectrum of the rainbow in each black and white in the whole thing. And then there's this way as well, like how far do you want to go? So if you can like keep that in mind when you're trying to find something that's right for you, like, oh yeah, it's got to be this way. Yeah, I'm going to go raw vegan. Like, no, I don't recommend that. I recommend looking at this spectrum and in all directions and going, whoa, where do I sit in that, right? Because there's so many things for your actual physical body type that works well. Now, a lot of people don't recommend doing raw food in winter, right? If you're in the southern hemisphere like me, it's like, you know, you need that warmth. Like, you know, we're not supposed to eat cold salads and stuff in winter. And for me, raw vegan isn't about eating cold salads in winter, you know, like, that's what I mean. I've got a lot of understanding and I know what to do, and I've had a lot of practice in this field. So don't just go, oh, I better go raw vegan too, right? Because it might not work for you and it might not be right for you. And I'm not sharing to tell you to go raw vegan. It's not what I'm doing at all. So finding what is right for you, because even though, and I was like, oh, I'm just going raw vegan, 100% raw vegan, I've made some bone broths from scratch. So I use organic lamb bones and make the broths from scratch, which is in the Nourishing Traditions books. And I've already put that pot on because it is winter, and as much as, you know I need to go 100% raw vegan, if I feel like I'm needing just that bit of warmth or something, I know I've got that to turn to instead of going back to my normal food. So it's like having that prep stuff, right? Yeah. Yes, exactly. That's what I need to get my mindset right. 100%. Yeah. Your Wi-Fi keeps dropping out. Back. Yeah. Yeah, it is. You know, if you want to fix anything, fix your mindset. It fixes everything pretty much. Yes, you might need to take physical action after you change that mindset, because it might spur on, you know, changing actions, obviously. But the first place to start is definitely that. Am I a vegan? No. But I am going to do a raw vegan lifestyle for a bit again. Like I said, I have done it, and my body feels best on that. It's not for everybody at all. That's why I'm saying I'm not sharing this for you to go raw vegan as well, unless you're fully called for it. But, you know, if you're going to do it, like, I highly recommend, I can recommend some books to you, some websites, some people to follow, you know, like, do your research, yeah? And especially when changing diet or nutrition or anything like that, like, go and book a session in with, I don't know, either a nutritionist or, I don't know, just find, like, trust that you will be guided to what you need to align with for your life purpose and your physical body and your life. Like chicken. Yeah, a lot of people think that I am, you know, full vegan and stuff, and I'm not. But I do know my body thrives best on raw vegan, and that's why I've been called to go back for it for a long time, but I've just had all this other stress. And now that a day has gone for a month, I've got no fucking excuse not to do it, so I'm starting tomorrow. And I obviously needed to tell you guys that I can keep accountable to that. So as much as I didn't want to tell you, I am grateful. So thank you for listening. All right, so that was my card. That was my story about my card. So that's why I pulled that one. So if nobody else wants a card, please say yes or no, or those people watching that are not commenting, I'm trusting that you're not wanting to for a reason. That's fine. So I'll just wait for a couple of comments to come through. If you do want a card, I'm happy to pull one through for you before I jump off the live stream. Otherwise, like I said, Lightfield Yoga is opening tomorrow online. I'm pretty excited about that. And yes, for sure, Jasmine. Ooh, here we go. One came out pretty quickly. Career transition. This is Archangel Chamuel. Your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change, yeah? So, life purpose. Archangel Chamuel is all about the life purpose, yeah? Yeah, doing it now. So this one here, career transition, your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. It feels like, you know, it feels like you're stepping into, yeah, I don't know if it's hanging around new people or listening to new things or opening yourself up to new things, but that's what's triggering all this change in your life. So it could be work related. So you could be thinking about changing jobs, or like you're like sick of, you know, your job and you're like, well, what else is there? Or come on, isn't there more than this? Like those kind of feelings. And that's what's, you know, going on. And that's why you're starting to question things like that, because it's your life purpose. It's starting to kind of awaken, which means that you're starting to awaken. You're starting to question. You're starting to go, actually, is this it? Like, how can this be it? Right? It kind of feels like the stuff that's going on for you. And my message for you about that career transition is that if you're feeling called to change career or change job or look at other options or alternatives or what else is out there, I highly recommend you follow that, because that's going to help you to awaken your life purpose and, you know, and do that. Yeah. You've been dreaming of moving house. I'm wondering if you're moving house interstate or anything like that, or just moving house to a different place. Because that is definitely, you know, in that, you know, a home is really significant in a sense of, you know, your environment and your surroundings. And it's also, it feels like, I don't know, like that career transition triggering, your life purpose is triggering that career change. Oh, hello. Hello. Don't nick me. I know I'm asking for kisses, but you're doing that, being lit. Yeah. Here's a booty pooch. Hey, mate. You smell clean still. Thanks, Sam, for looking after my dogs while I went away. I was just thinking this, because I was talking about your life purpose triggering changes for you, Jasmine, and Witchy turns up, and I was just like in a space of receiving that, and I was like dog is rose quartz in the liquid crystals, which is forgiveness. Hey, so forgiveness. So it feels like what did you say, about an hour away from where you are, and you do reception work for your partner. So, and I'm wondering how you feel about that. It feels like that would be a bit of a freeing sort of a job, but I'm wondering if you're kind of having, you know, the questions of like, well, and it might not be in a sense, like it's not in a quote unquote bad way, you know, it's like, it's almost like, well, what is there for me sort of thing, like what am I doing, where am I going sort of thing, that sort of thing, if that makes sense. Thanks, Jessie. And yeah, it just feels like, when you said about you moving house, and I'm like, oh, well, it feels like something's going to open up for you in that regard too, you know, like, but career wise, because all changes happen for a reason. If you were listening earlier to the live stream, we were talking about that everything happens for a reason, and maybe it doesn't. Does it or not? So yeah, and I guess the main message that I'm getting for you is just trust all the changes, and if there is any inklings of things that you're feeling called to explore more, then trust that, especially when you move, and if you're in a new environment, or like I said, it's only an hour away, but it's still an hour away, right? It's a whole new surroundings to get used to. Yeah, not your dream job, and that's why I'm just saying, like, be open to to the inklings of the callings, like, you know, you can always do that sort of work, you know, like getting to work at home with your child is amazing, which is, you know, is why I do what I do with Adea. And it's like, but just, you know, if you're feeling called to, I keep getting yoga for you. I don't know, it's really weird. If you've ever thought of being a yoga teacher, I don't know, because you can do yoga teacher trainings from home, like part-time, or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but yoga's coming to mind. Might not be your thing, but for some reason I need to say that. And yeah, just follow. But it also feels like in your new surroundings, there's a, I don't know, building, shop, business, whatever, and just explore, be open to exploring different opportunities and stuff like that. You do daily dance workouts from YouTube. Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, just feeling for you just to keep open and, yeah, just see what other things pop up in your field when you move, and even just being open to them now, just, you know, follow those inklings, and because your life purpose is starting to awaken. And cool, because you wouldn't be on my live stream if that is not the case, because everyone who comes to me is ready to work on their life purpose and align with their life purpose. So you're very welcome, for sure. She loves dancing. Yeah, so definitely keep open to options. All right, well, if nobody else wants a card, I'm going to love you and leave you. Please keep an eye out this week. I've got a lot to say around the homeschooling, unschooling, and parenting in general. There's been a lot of things, and just, I think it was just yesterday, I was like, oh, what am I really wanting to say? Because I haven't even written properly. Like, I've just been kind of dropping a day off and then coming into this whole new, like, adjustment of, you know, being in relationship and, you know, and not having my daughter, and just going, whoa, okay, like, where's my feet again? Like, there's big changes going on. And I've got a lot to say, because even, you know, the other day I was like, wow, I feel like there's something that really wants to come out from me, and it is definitely about parenting stuff, and the homeschooling, unschooling, that there's some things that people have been asking me, and I've got a lot to say. So I'm going to post a bit of stuff about that this week. Like I said, the Lightfield Yoga online classes are released tomorrow. I'll post a link in the comments. You can join up for that, and you'll be granted access tomorrow morning. And Calling in Your Soulmate is still open, so it's just the early bird that has finished. We start that on Friday 9 a.m, so I'll post a link in the comments for that too. If you want to get any one-on-one tarot readings or anything else working with me one-on-one, last week I was guided to change my entire structure of how I work with people, so I'll post a link in the comments to be able to work with me too, because there's a whole new pile of options there that you can work with me one-on-one, so I shall share that link too. So I shall love you and leave you. Have a beautiful evening. It's been nice to be back on live stream, and I shall see you tomorrow. Keep it really real. Lots of love. Namaste.